Hi guys, this is Shiru from the family kitchen. Today we have a recipe of garlic bread, and this recipe is easy peasy, but I'll work out the ingredients what y'all need. On my wooden table I have my pastry, I have my garlic. The pastry is the green majani which grows on top of the carrots. When the carrots are growing, they have the leaves, those are the pastry. So somebody did ask me what is garlic in Swahili. The garlic name in Swahili is kitunguu saumu. I have the bread and I have my print. I have a spoon and I have my olive oil and my paper foil. So this recipe, you can do it. It's easy and I'll show you how to do it. So my first step for this recipe is to take my print. I'll add my pastry plus my garlic on this plate. It's very easy of how y'all do things, but these things, they go for a lot of money. So this recipe, you can do it. Not a lot of people know how to do it. And my second step is to put some olive oil on this pastry and garlic. As you can see, I'll add a little bit of my olive oil. And the reason why I'm using the olive oil is because I don't want to use any butter on my bread. I just want to use my olive oil. And what I did forget about saying is that you need to use a blender. But for me, I like to do things traditional for everybody to know how to do it and how easy you can do it. You don't need to keep on grinding it or just blending it if you don't have a blender. So I like to do things traditional, and that's why I did this. So my oven gonna be preheating at 400 degrees. I did turn on my oven at 400 degrees. So as you can see, the pastry and the garlic, they're all mixed. Remember, don't miss any step on this recipe, because this bread, as it is called garlic bread, it goes for $6 and some change. This recipe is very well sold in cafes. It's sold in cafes mostly because of the coffee and the tea. So my bread is already cut in half. I did cut my bread in half, but I like to do things traditional. As I told you, you need to use the blender to blend this. So everything gonna turn out to be an easy peasy recipe. But for me, I just let it be so to make it easy for everybody to see and to do it. So you can see me smearing the bread with the garlic and pastry. I'll smear my whole bread, the two sides. As you remember, I told you I already cut the bread into 2 pieces. And I'll do a video of how to cut the bread. You don't cut the bread aimlessly, because it has a formula of how you cut the bread. So as you can tell, I did smear my bread with all my pastry. And my last step is to just wrap this with the paper foil. You can tell the plate is already done with all these pastry and my garlic. That's it. So the last thing we're gonna do is to wrap my bread with the paper foil and let it sit in an oven for 10 minutes. So when I wrap my bread, as you can see, I did my paper foil is on my table. I'll just close both of my sides. I'll just bring the first side to meet the second side, and I'll be able to wrap this bread super easy. I'll put it in the center and just wrap it with the foil. As you can see, I'm wrapping my bread with the foil, and I'll let my bread sit in an oven for 10-15 minutes. And for extra decoration, this is optional and this is optional. You can add some mozzarella cheese, or you can use the Papa John. For me, that's what I do. But because I know not a lot of people have all these ingredients, that's why I like making things easy peasy for my recipes. But I'm gonna add it in my bread because that's how I like my bread. I'll show y'all the next step for me to add these extra ingredients. That's optional. As I told you, that's optional. You don't need them, but if you have them, you can put them. So this baby gonna be sitting in my oven. As you can tell, my oven is preheating at 400 degrees. I'll let this sit in our oven for 10 minutes and I'll check it. I'll check this baby. So I'll let it sit. As you can see, I'll let it sit for 15 minutes and then I'll check it out. See you as we're gonna come back to check it out. As you can see, these are the results for the garlic bread. I already opened my foil. I took it off from the oven. And so my final ingredient to put in are my cheese, but this is optional. I'm gonna use my mozzarella or Papa John cheese. So I already did part of it for mozzarella. I'll just sprinkle on top of this on my bread and I'll return it in an oven for 400 degrees again for like another 10 minutes. As you can see, this is my garlic bread. It's better to have the cheese or the Papa John so you can make it look super wow. And what you have to notice, I'm sprinkling on top of the bread. I'm doing the top up so my bread can be looking super good. And remember, this is the step you'll have to watch. For the first time we did wrap it both sides, but for this step I'll pick it up the way it is, all facing up, and I'll slide it in my oven again for 400 degrees and let's do it. It's gonna go the way it is because I did put some cheese, so we want this cheese to cook for 400 degrees for like 10 minutes and then that's gonna be it. I'll show y'all when it's done. Let's take this baby in a 400 degrees oven and let's see what's gonna happen. I want to show y'all the results when I add the mozzarella and I add the Papa John cheese. So this is what you expect for the garlic bread. This recipe is called a garlic bread, and I want to show y'all when I cut through my bread. This is something you want to do, aren't you? You're gonna do this. I hope you're gonna try this recipe, and this recipe absolutely goes for $7 and some change. So this is what you expect for your garlic bread, and please try this recipe. It's kind of hot. I could have waited for it to cool, but it's okay because of the cheese. It's kind of hot. I'm not supposed to cut it exactly when it comes off the oven, but look, this is the bread we are talking about, and you'll see me trying a piece of this garlic bread. Ah, come on. This is what you expect. So y'all, I'll try and tell y'all how. This is the best bread ever, and y'all don't need to go purchase any more bread. This is something y'all need to eat in the morning with your family, with your friends, and that's it. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being in my channel at Shiru's Family Kitchen. Please check it out and try this recipe as we do more recipes. Thank y'all so much. Bye bye.